Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Art Troublecast. Today we would like to talk about artistic cities.
Yeah, the first city I would like to mention is, of course, our beloved New York. Basically, art is everywhere in this city. Every art lover will find something for themselves. There are a lot of galleries and museums. Street art is also doing well, especially in Brooklyn.
New York is full of life and art, broadly understood, from painters to fashion designer. In addition to public galleries, you can find plenty of private or workshops. Of course, street art is present in many places. Museum collections include world famous paintings that are definitely worth seeing.
Yeah, it is also a city where you can walk in the footsteps of artists.
Yes, of course. We love going to places where artists met, and in New York there are many places like for example, White Horse Tavern, where Jim Morrison, Henry Miller, or Jack Kerouac and others went. You can feel the great atmosphere of those years. There is something mysterious about it. Definitely a great place for artists who are looking for a motivation to create.
Yeah, we have been to several such places. Each of these visits was brilliant. It is a feeling that artistic ideas were born in these places. Another great artistic experience in New York is, of course, jazz concerts. But not in large concert halls, but in small pubs and bars when you can experience real jazz music in an intimate group over wine and dinner. An amazing experience that we recommended to everyone.
Definitely. If you are in New York, you must listen to a jazz concert. It is worth the price, I think. I remember that we came across a great band with a huge career, whose piano player talked about the band's many years of experience, and there were also many jokes. A great atmosphere. But I would forget to mention Broadway, which, together with London's West End, is treated as a leading center of theatre art in the English speaking world.
Yeah, it's true. The number of theaters and concert halls is huge. You mentioned London, so I immediately thought of London fashion boutiques. This is an amazing city for fun of unusual clothes. The cradle of many great designers such as Alexander McQueen or Vivienne Westwood, but also of young creators whose studios can be found everywhere.
Especially the hipster area of Shoreditch, where you can see a lot of street art, creative people creating on the street, great storefronts, abandoned buildings. Definitely one of the hypest neighborhoods.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, there are also great galleries and some of the best museums in the world. Just like in New York, in London, there are also many restaurants and pubs where artists used to hang out, where you can go for a drink.
And we cannot miss Barcelona, a city full of artistic life, colorful, with great architecture and a great tradition that perfectly mixed with contemporary art.
I almost forgot about the city we live in. It's true that Barcelona is an exceptionally artistic city, especially the Gothic district. On every street, there is an art gallery, design shop, ceramics, handicrafts, and unique clothes. There is also a lot of street art, whether it's graffiti or just people playing, singing, or painting in the street.
and among them our Airborne, where Gothic meets avant-garde. I love this combination of ancient architecture and contemporary art. Life here lasts 24 hours a day, and as you mentioned, there are plenty of artistic places. The city of Gaudi, Picasso, Miro. Catalans are proud of their heritage and make sure this space is filled with their art.
Sure, Barcelona is a city where art is everywhere and which is art itself. The next city I would like to talk about is Berlin, an ideal place for lovers of design and contemporary art.
Berlin, a place of street art. In addition to some of the best museums, there are many alternative or avant-garde places, such as Ravgelände, where trains were once mainly repaired. Today it's a meeting place for artists and more. Street art, bars, cafes, even a flea market, colorfully.
Yeah, and the nightlife and alternative music scene are particularly colorful. This city is not for everyone, but it definitely has a lot in common with the avant-garde.
Avant-garde, definitely worth a visit for Bowie's fans.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, next stop Paris, the cradle of contemporary art, a city that itself looks like an art album. Lots of galleries, world classes, museums, and the capital of fashion.
The former capital of world culture, where the most important works of art, books, and films were created. The cradle of European culture.
The word former definitely fits. I think it's a good place for fans of more classical art, although, of course, contemporary art is also doing well. A city with a huge artistic history, it is worth following the artist's footsteps, the one of several cafes where they sit and talk about art.
Yes, you can find many such places in Paris, such as La Rotonde or the Hall of Montparnasse. A city where you can get lost and always find something interesting and beautiful, and of course, wonderful architecture.
Yeah, let's not forget about cabarets, of course. Moulin Rouge is a must, a nostalgic city with brilliant vintage markets. Of course, there are many artistic cities in the world, so at the end of our conversation, I would like to ask you a question. Which of them are on your wish list to visit? Because mine are definitely the west coast of the USA and Salvador in Brazil.
Apart from those you mentioned, I would like to choose one. And currently, I would like to visit Buenos Aires. Although it's hard to choose one, so Buenos Aires and Cuba.
Okay, it's time to look for tickets. Thank you for today and see you next week in our Art Trouble cast.